Here we go. Everybody, good luck. Have fun. You guys enjoy the duels. I want to be in stealth. Have fun dueling rogues. This is going to be something. Who's up first? It's going to be one of the Assassination Rogues. That's going to be rough. I mean, if you could do 5-5-1 duel with only rogues, I could try one. I could try one sometime. Sap comes in for Bay. Just AFK and chilling in the flare. No traps or nothing. Probably should set up the traps ahead of time, so it'll be harder for rogues to do anything with. Doesn't set up a trap even though there was a moment for Sap. Zong moving up in the opener onto Bay. Does get him loaded up with Vendetta and everything. It's going to be a lot of damage. Is Bay going to be able to get anything going? Does get a big heal. Shadow Step for Zog. Does have a bit of evasion going. Does vanish early, and Bay puts up an aspect of the turtle just to heal for as much as possible. Yo, Sath, can you hang out in the back, please? I mean, you guys can sit out here, but like if they're moving up, get away. It just looks. It disappoints me when you guys are moving around all over the place. Bay does put up their stuff, does put up their traps. I'm gonna just hang out in the middle so I can watch it. I'll be out so Rogue knows exactly where I'm at so he doesn't accidentally sap me. Because if he saps me, Bay just flares that way and then we're good. Sap comes in onto Bay, cheap shot everything. Doesn't get hit by the trap yet, doesn't walk over it quite. Does get a big leap away. Bay does get stunned or anything else. Znog. Znog does have all the pets on him. Slow to death, cannot do anything. Crimson Vial stacking up. Bay is trying to get as much damage away from a distance. One of the pets does get blinded and Znog is still hanging out around the other side. Does wait for it to get lined up. Does get stunned. Znog, I think Trinket's here. Yeah, does Trinket. Trap is up. Does slow him down for a moment. Did get a stun onto Bay, so Bay can use that trap in order to get the hell away. Needs to kite the Rogue into the dire basilisk because I think he's going to do damage, but nothing he can do if Znog is not there. Bay does empower the pets. Znog is going low, lower and lower. Another Crimson Vial does try to get behind the pillar. Does try to get away from everybody. Does try to deal with these pets. Those pets are hurting him. That Crew of Crows is going to be murderous. Znog under 1 million. I think he's going to drop down here. Bay takes him out. Cheat Death coming in. Can Znog do anything? No, that was it. Those pets. He stood and played with those pets for a little bit too long. Yeah, you guys can do food if you want them. You guys can go back get food. Hold on. Remember there. Okay, he got food. I was gonna say. Bay takes him out. Does get food. Does sit on, I think, on a trap in a flare. Sap comes in. Whoever's next rogue is gonna get hit by that sap or that trap. We'll see how it works. Can I post a link so you guys can make Mog? We have a Discord room if you guys want to do Mogs. I'll check it out afterwards. Soda gets hit with a trap of the bat, playing the Subtlety Rogue with a short vanish. Bay is setting up another trap. Does send the pets on him. Soda's trying to figure out whether he wants to go behind the pillar or go at Bay. Is going to get stunned. Trinket should be coming out now. Does get stunned. Drop it to about half health. Needs to vanish. Needs to get out. Was sitting in the flare for a little bit. Trying to stay. Playing Outlaw actually. Couldn't get anything done as he got a roll. Bay takes another one out. Alright, so that was an Outlaw. I thought it was Subtlety, but it was actually an Outlaw Rogue. Soda high. Rip. Goes for more food. Bay is trying to get more food. Needs to get another trap going. I don't think he has one available. So Bay's actually taking some names, man. Can anybody take him out? He's going up against rogues, so that's rough. Oh, so Sanath actually gets caught out. Does get a mark for his kidney. Trick coming out of Bay. Does try to get away with disengage. Get cheap shotted on. Tried to go for a feign death for a moment. Does have a little bit of spirit man healing for himself. Sanath is getting now slowed down by the pets. The Basilisk is so far away. Bay needs to find a way to kite back into Basilisk as it'll do more damage. Bay getting hit with a blind. Sanath trying to go for a restyle. Does catch advantage. Basilisk is just confused, gets bored, and now runs. Now it's running over to Bay. Now it ran over to Bay. Will the pets be able to see them? The Basilisk has only a few seconds on him. I never really see that pet doing a lot of damage. I don't know if it's worth in these duels, honestly. Unless you can kite somebody into the pet. And there goes the pet. Bay is now setting himself back up in the flare onto a trap. Getting more food. This is exactly what he needs. Will Sanath have a cloak of shadows for that trap? Or maybe he used one in the opener. I think he trinketed. It could be wrong. I didn't really watch. He didn't. Sanath doesn't still have a trinket for now. Doesn't get hit with a trap as Mark for the Kidney comes out. And those CC are just going to be perfectly timed at each other. Bay's going to get out of it slightly early. And now more damage coming in. Another stun comes in onto Sanath. Now he trinkets it. Bay has pets kind of far away. And those pets are now running over to Sanath. Does Bay have enough to live? Sanath and Bay are both taking a little bit of damage. Sanath is playing a short advantage build. Turtle comes out from Sanath, from Bay. Going up for as much healing as he can while with Turtle Shell up. Trying to recover away from these rogues. That's all he can really do. But it's the first time I think we've seen a Beastmaster Hunter do this well. The pets are gone. I'm not really sure if they're just gone, or are they stealth or something. I don't see the pets. Where are the pets at? Hello? Hello? Oh yeah, the pets are back. I think the pets went over to attack somebody in the room for a moment. I could be wrong. Nice, Loculios. Yeah, okay, Bay's going up for more healing, just waiting out the rogue. This is one of the situations where I normally would imagine a rogue destroying the hunter. But here we're actually seeing a hunter kind of doing work. Can Sanath bring it back? Sanath is playing the short advantage build, should be able to do a lot here. Bay shouldn't have any more cooldowns. Does get a trinket onto Sanath's stun. That might open up an opportunity for Sanath in just a little bit. Doing more damage to Bay. Sinking damage. Doesn't get a Knight Blade up off the bat. Just doing as much damage as he can. Trying to chase. Has a lot more health. Just pure rogue damage. Just blasting into Bay with all the healing they have. Without Turtle Shell, there's not a lot they can do. Sanath is taking a little bit of damage, but definitely not as much as Bay is taking. Vanish comes in as he gets hit with a trap stun. Bay is low on health, sitting out in the open. No trap available for a bit, I don't think. Sitting in a flare. Sanath is hanging out, getting his health back. Needs to stop the refreshments soon. You cannot let Bay heal. We are dampening about 5% starting in. Sethan, yeah, if you want to chill here, that's fine, man. If you want to chill here, I'm just getting close just so everybody else can see. Bay getting sapped up, get another heal from the pet, maximizing the global cooldown, all those pets. Maximize as many cooldowns as you can. I gotta spit on my monitor a little bit. Mark for death. Kidney coming in onto Bay again by Sanath. Cheap shots back to back. Doesn't establish a Knight Blade. Otherwise, this would have been over. Bay's at 124k health. Needs to get away from Sanath, who tried to get a restyle, but those pets did disrupt him. Bay needs to do something here unless they're going to be taken out. The short stun. Shortest stun of their life. Still continues to try to run away from the rogue. Still standing with 17k health. Literally sneeze on the man. Healing now. Oh my god. That was actually so close. I think there was a vanish from Sanath, and honestly should be able to finish right here. Right then and there. And does take him out. That was it, man. That was it. Now Brett is going up against Sanath. Does get a slow on him. Does get everything on him. Does eat a blind now. So that's not that bad. So for Brett, this is good because Sanath still has a dot, cannot re-stealth with that dot, because that dot is one of those dots that just like, it's not a warlock dot that lets you re-stealth. It keeps hitting you, like it's a kind of like a small AoE around you every few moments. Does get oh my goodness, he tried to go for a silence on the images. The images are blasting into him. Mark of Aluna is gonna drop him low. Doesn't have Cloak of Shadows anymore. Cannot vanish, re-stealth or anything. If he can wait for that vanish, maybe he could do something. No more dots on him. Brett really is definitely trying to get a dot on him. Does catch a re-stealth. Brett blinks in, try to get him out. Does he get him out though? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Sanath made it out of there alive somehow. Brett needs to go pick up the eyes as soon as possible. Running by the eyes, but doesn't pick him up. Has a whole army of images. They are looking for him. But Sanath could get a lot of healing, especially if he's playing the Soothing Shadows build, which I think you should. You should be as a Subtlety Rogue. Sanath still actually made it out of there. I don't know what kind of a juke strat he had. It looked like he was going to get hit by that AoE, but he might have ran in the other direction completely. So that confused Brett. Brett is just waiting it out. He needs to beat this rogue, but this rogue is going to get probably top health, man. At the end of it all, probably going to top off in health. He needs to go invis, needs to go juke him out, pick up the other eye, get the rogue out in the open. Does mount up finally. Is he going to go for the eye? Because this is going to be a hard duel. Because this is actually the reset Sanath needed in order to maybe win this duel. This is going to get him close to that victory. Get in, pick up the eye. Does he see the rogue? Sanath is nowhere near it. I think Sanath is still playing defensive. If Brett can somehow find where he's at. I think he saw him for a moment. Try to get him hit up with a dot or something or a slow. Does get sapped. And now Sanath is going up in the open and marked with kidney full burst as Brett does have temporal. So all the damage is going to be reversed. As Sanath now is losing a lot of that damage. Another blink from Brett. Root polymorph into Sanath while he's at full health. Trinket out of Sanath. So that might be the CC, the trinket that Brett might have needed in the future. Another polymorph from Sanath while he's full health. Brett's trying to get some damage going. Does get artifact weapon going. Arcane power, full burst, full arcane barrages back to back. And that artifact weapon should be able to get Sanath out. We did see what the effect happened, but Sanath is still not out of stealth. So for Brett, this is rough. Going in for food as much as he can. Might get a few ticks of that food. Sanath might not know where he's at. Get in some food. I would have probably invis, blinked, and then tried to go for food. Is continuing to get whatever food he can. Is recovering. Sanath is playing defensively here. So this is actually kind of scary. This is rough. There's one more eye available, but we'll see how Brett plays this out, man. Another sap comes in. I think Sanath is setting up his cooldowns. He is going to have Mark for Death Kidney available. So that's going to be rough. Does Brett have a trinket? I don't think so. I think Brett no longer has a trinket. I think they trinketed a sap into a temporal, or if they didn't, Ice Block comes in instantaneously as Sanath doesn't have any cooldowns. Does get a root on Sanath out of it. Does get some distance. Needs to get the slow dot. Does have it available. Arcane Blast did have an arcane not barrage, but I think barrage actually. Missiles coming in right afterwards, and Sanath gets another reset. Does he still have a dot on him? That's the question. Does still have a dot. If Brett can catch him with a dot and slow, yes, did catch him out. Now he needs to just kind of pull him out in the open. Does have the images, but images are not really doing anything. They're kind of just doing this this jump, this little hop. Yeah, the images are very much confused on what the hell's going on. Bread is now out in the open. Does try to bait Sanath out. Does bait him out. Sanath is out in the open. The images are finally able to do the damage. Bread does get hit with a blind, but Sanath is still taking a little bit of that damage. Does have a dot on him for a moment. But if Bread can just blink fast enough and get a redot, does get an invis. Can he redot Sanath? Sanath does have Cloak of Shadows available. Just keep him in combat somehow, my man. Oh, I caught a re-stealth. Does hit him out with an arcane barrage or arcane AoE. I don't even remember the arcane abilities anymore. Arcane explosion. Does hit Bread with arcane blast. Doesn't get a dot on him, I don't think, though. Oh, does have a dot on him. Does get in a slow. Now Sanath is in a spot where he needs to get some damage. Does get a mark for death kidney on Bread, who does have temporal. Bread is going in for full damage. Wants to go. Wants to kill this rogue. Wants to end it right now. Wants to end it right here. Dampen is climbing to 35s. He needs this kill. He needs this win right now if he wants to make it. Mark of Lunath is coming out. That should end it. That should finish it if he just hangs in there and does take him out right before Mark of Lunath explodes. Bread needs to go for heals as fast as he can. Is going up against John Bread. So this is the match for Bread versus Bread. Literally Bread versus Bread right now. John Bread versus Bread. Actual duel of the Breads with Bread not having that much health. I wonder if John Bread will, I don't think John Bread will let him heal up, dude. I don't think he's gonna do it. He's a Shadow Priest. We'll go get a silence on the Arcane Mage. We do have the the racial going out by Bread. Can't get out. I think he's kind of stuck in the open. Bread does have a little bit of that temporal. John isn't taking that much damage. Did load up Bread with a lot of dots, and that's really just gonna do a lot. John is still on a fast approach, still tries to stay in with Bread, still tries to keep him out in the open, trying to build that insanity. Bread is going to get hit with a stun. Does he have a trinket or anything coming up? Does he have anything going on for himself? Does he have maybe a ice block available? Bread did try to do some kind of a juke leap. I think his port malfunctioned, so I think he actually ported back to John Bread, and John Bread is just going to execute him right here. Shadow Priest beat. Shadow Priests literally do beat mages. There's nothing you can really do about it. Shadow Priests beat mages. What's our order from here on? Sath, then Rock. Sath, then Rock, then me. I think Sath was just letting him know, hey man, I'm out here, I'm the one you dueling, and let's see this. Sath using the, what is this hat anyway? Moonfang Shroud. I see a couple people using it. John Bragg hanging out behind the pillar with no dots on himself. Stun coming in onto Sath. He's going to take a lot of damage. Does have a lot of burst available. John Bragg should still be able to have a lot of defense. So Siphon is up. Stun coming out. Doesn't kill the Siphon at all. Does line it though. Oh no, not really. Doesn't line the Siphon. It actually does a lot of damage to him. So that was a really, really worth value Siphon. Mind Control coming in onto Sanath, trying to get him as far as possible so he can get his redots going and everything. John Bragg is trying to get this Demon Hunter away from him, letting those dots tick, letting the damage kind of do its job. Dampening is at about 47%, basically 50% dampening. So for John Bragg, this is going to be rough. Another stun coming in onto Sanath, needs to get his dots back up, does do it. Mind Blast coming in, is going to go for another one. Mind Bender is up, but does get stunned off the bat. Sath finally gets to do a little bit of damage on the John Bragg. Is that going to be maybe some defensive? Our John Bragg does go for Insanity, kiting Sanath. Sanath goes up into the air. He decided he's going to play range with range, and John decides to go Dispersion off the bat, get all the healing, get all the damage reduction. Sath still has a little bit of damage over time rolling on him from a Perk Touch. Does get a pain available and does die with that Execute. Another warrior is going in. Rock Tarl is going in next against John Bragg. Is he going to be able to do it? Does immune the stun with a Blade Storm. Has a Siphon sitting on him, so any healing he has is going to be reduced, but might have enough damage and does execute John Bragg. Didn't take long as John was basically paper as a priest. Now this warrior has one or two more rogues. I think one more rogue to go. One more rogue. Tizo. Tizo going up for full burst. Kidney shot on Rocktarl. Is Rocktarl going to do anything here of anything? Actually dropping Rocktarl so low. Does finally get himself a bit of a dab with the sword. Does get some damage lined up on Tizo. Maybe we'll see a blind coming in very, very soon. Rocktarl getting a leap away. Might charge back in. Tizo drops a smoke bomb on himself. So Rocktarl is actually going to die to those dots. Does go for Mage Foot. Clutch Mage Foot. But I think a Shadow Strike is going to end it, isn't it? Yeah, I think a Shadow Strike honestly is going to end it. Rocktarl getting sapped on. We'll see what happens there. Getting sapped on completely. Sap another again. I'm just out just to watch the duels. Not a lot he has left, does he? There's not a lot he has left. Does pop a bit of a burst. Trying to find the rogue. At this point, it's panic. Doesn't have a lot of health. At this point, it's a bit of panic. Doesn't have a lot of health left. Tizo is getting cheap shots back to back. Hold on. I'm going to bow. We're going to go back here. Yeah. Yeah, real duel. I'm going to wait for his full health. I'm going to wait till it's full health. And then we'll actually duel. Full health and we'll duel. Tizo still has a trinket, so that's good for him. I'll let him get one more Crimson Vial. One more Crimson Vial, and then we're good. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him. Here we go. That's gonna tell me that he's good to go. I don't know if he's gonna go for sap or whatever. Okay, now we're good. Okay, just fuck. Here we go. This is where we duel. Now we're duel. Now we're duel. I'm gonna look for him in the center, dude. I'm gonna look for him in the center. Oh, cheap shot. Good cheap. That's a lot of damage. Oh, found him. I think my dots are going to be better than his, though. Basically, I have to get my setup going, don't I? This is going to be rough. This is actually going to be rough. Kidney. And faint. He has a blind. I think he wins. I think Tiza wins this one. I'm pretty sure he wins. Yeah, cheap shot and everything. I think I'm done, dude. I think I'm done. That was well set up. That was a good burst. Tiza won that one. Played well. Played really, really well. I didn't think he would have a blind for some reason, though. I thought he used it for some reason. He played really well. He had the opener on me. If I got the opener on him, I think I would have had the advantage. But I didn't really get like a perfect stun on him. Nothing I could do at that point. Alright, gang. I'm getting invited by my guild leader for the raid, so I think we're gonna have to call it here, man.